Welcome back, everybody. Today I have, I'm playing Middleman. Okay, so I got this knife from Kyle Lamphere, and I will put a link to his channel down below because he is trading this with another viewer, follower of mine, whatever, another guy on Facebook and Instagram for this. So this one's going to the new owner, and this one is going to Kyle. Um, I think Kyle reached out to me and asked if I would play middleman for him because he didn't know this gentleman, and so they worked it out that they were both okay with sending them to me. So I did unboxing of both. I am going to do reviews on both. Today is this guy, so that I can send this off to the new owner. And then Kyle said he's not in a hurry for this one back because I actually have a few other knives of Kyle's that I am in the process of reviewing. So I will get those back to him shortly as well. So I've done this a couple of times before. It's really about helping the community. If I can be kind of that trusted source to play middleman, I'm glad to do that, right? I mean, I get it. Not everybody's trading and buying and selling and stuff, and I'm kind of a neutral third party. I'll make sure I've sent some pictures to both of them to make sure that, hey, this is what you thought you were getting, right? And they're like, yep, that's it. I'm good. And I kind of make sure that it's good. It's not falling apart. And, do I inspect it? No. But I give it a once over. I look at it. If it's falling apart, I make a comment and make sure that everybody's happy before I send them to where they belong. So if anybody needs that, I do that for free, guys. Not charging anything. The only form of payment is I get to do an unboxing and I get to do a video on the knife if it's a knife that I have not already done. So always willing to help out and do that. It just exposes me to more knives. So I'm totally in and for that at all costs. So this one is a DSK Tactical Javalina. This is a one-off custom that Kyle had ordered from Dan Sullivan Knives, who, if you're not familiar with Dan Sullivan, I believe he started his knife-making career working for Greg Medford, learned the craft, if you will, and then left Greg and went and started his own company, Dan Sullivan Knives, DSK, Tactical, and is making his own stuff now. So let's just dive right into the specs on this one, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. So it's 4 5/8 inches closed, 8 3/8 overall. The blade is 3.65 with a cutting edge of 3.31. The blade steel on this guy is CPM 154, and it has that. I honestly I don't know what Dan calls it. This is a Vulcan finish if it's from Medford. It is a afterburner finish if it's from Scorpion 6. I think that's what they call that. So I don't know what Dan calls it. It's a heat treating process. You're basically accelerating the corrosion of the blade in such a way that it creates these ununiformed and what's the word I'm looking for? You can't pick and choose how this comes out. It's just a product of the process, and it comes out the way it comes out. Okay, so the blade thickness on this guy is 0.210, so it's a big, thick boy. Overall thickness is also going to be bigger because the blade's thicker at 0.645. And it weighs in at 8.2 ounces, but it does run on bearings. It's not drop shut, which I'm okay with, especially with a big, huge, heavy blade. I don't want it to drop down and chop my finger off. Okay? I mean, I know that sounds kind of, fun to some people maybe, but not to me. So this guy feels pretty good in the hand. So a little, for my finger, there's a little bit of a hot spot there, but it does have a nice finger choil to choke up on, which is very cool. I appreciate that. And this one is done well. It's kind of elongated, so it's not just a circle. It's kind of elongated, so you can fit your finger in there very nicely. So let's zoom in, give you a shot of this blade, which is done really well. I like the kind of weird grinds in it. It kind of comes to a point there, which is a little bit, I mean, it's not sharpened edge, but it is a hard edge. While it is a thick blade stock, it does kind of grind down and is fairly thin cutting edge. This is not a slicer. This is not going to be your tomato slicer. This is more of a working knife. You know, this is all custom ground out, so no two are going to be the same, which I appreciate that in a knife. The pocket clip, you know, if it were me, I would have wanted to have that rounded at the top. This is kind of rounded and tapered. I would have wanted the pocket clip to be similarly, maybe not match this shape exactly, but not just a rectangle there. But the pocket clip does work fine. It's a titanium milled clip. All in all, this works really well. And it feels decent in the hand, and it feels good in the pocket. It is thicker, it is heavier. I do like the thumb stud. That works for me. And it does match the hardware, right? If that was more kind of tumbled and more grayed out, I think it would just match a little bit better. But the hardware all matches. The thumb stud, I'm guessing you could change to left-handed, it looks like. But all in all, pretty nice knife, and it's done really solid. So let's do a couple size comparisons. Here it is next to the Sharpie. The Spyderco Delica, come on, you guys know what I'm going to pull out here, right? I'll mix it up maybe this time. Spyderco Delica. The Hellraiser, we'll just go in a little bit different order. The Hellraiser P-Series. And the Holt Spectre. Pretty cool. So yeah, it's a little bit bigger than the Spectre. Much beefier, much thicker. So if you're into that big overbuilt stuff, then this might be one for you. And you can reach out to Dan and see what he could do or not do for you. And if you're into the big overbuilt stuff, I will put a link to my overbuilt playlist down in the description as well. So go check that out. I have a ton of overbuilt blades in that playlist because that is one of the things that I am really into myself. So, and here, we'll do one more size comparison here next to the Robert, or I can always, it's a Rob knife, the ROB knife. I always get the name wrong and I don't have it written down in front of me. So, Robert Olander Blades, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm probably butchering that because every time I say it, I have to read it because it's one of those names I just can't get through my head. And I am playing with the lights. I just got new lighting here. Again, new lighting. So that's why this looks a little bit different. I'm kind of working through some settings and some positions of this new light. So there you go, guys. Very cool DSK Javalina one-off from Kyle. So go check out Kyle. Check out my overbuilt playlist. Make sure you come back tomorrow for another cool knife review. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.